For my last school project, I decided to make a timeline of photos that I've taken throughout high school. I started with freshman year, continued to sophomore, then junior, and then senior year. By the end of it, I had a pretty good idea of what I've learned in the past 4 years.
Coming out of my cage, doing just fine. Gotta be down. Want it all. Started out with a kiss, did it end up like this? Only a kiss, it was only a kiss. Now I'm falling asleep. She's calling a cab while he's having a smoke. She's taking a drag and they're going to bed. My stomach is sick, it's all in my head. She's touching his chest now. He takes off her dress now. Let me go. I just can't look, it's killing me.
Freshman year, I learned how scary the first day of high school is. I learned that Rocky's back to school assembly is most definitely my favorite event of the year. I learned the roller coaster, and I learned that trying to find a date to homecoming is terribly stressful, but not nearly as stressful as trying to avoid eye contact with seniors. And speaking of seniors, freshman year, I learned not to sit anywhere close to the first 3 bleacher rows at any sporting event. I learned what side of the hall to walk on, and I learned that stopping in the middle of it is scarier than Mr. Flicht. I learned the Pythagorean theorem and the difference between x and y, but I also learned that I hate math and math hates me. I learned that the square is for underclassmen and the rocks are for the upperclassmen. And at the end of freshman year, I learned how good it feels to no longer be one. Sophomore year, I learned that freshmen are annoying. I also learned that the first assembly is rigged and the seniors will always win the award of loudest class. I learned about procrastination a little too well and college algebra not well enough. I learned that if you can't drive yet, make friends with people who can. I learned you could be late and 3 feet away from the door and Stapleton will still tell you to walk around to the front. But I also learned that the big please walk to the front sign makes for an amazing doorstop. And at the end of sophomore year, I learned how cool it feels to finally be an upperclassman.
I never.
Junior year, I learned that being able to drive to school is by far the coolest thing in the world. However, my tendency to always be late required having to always park in the back of the junior lot, and therefore I never skipped a road day. I also learned that gas is very expensive, and I also learned that video announcements were much better before. I also learned that no one really cares if you went to the party. I learned that the ACT most definitely defines you, and I learned the difference between a real friend and a fake friend. I learned that Mr. Ross carries a pocket constitution with him at all times, and I learned that the decade dance was by far my favorite. I learned that not going to my junior prom saved me a lot of money, and by the end of junior year, I began to realize just how quickly time passes.
Started out with a kiss, how did it end up like this? It's only a kiss.
Senior year, I learned that off periods are the bomb, and I learned that being able to park in the senior lot feels a lot cooler than anyone ever admits. I learned that working sucks, planning for the future sucks, not knowing what you want to do sucks, and virtually having to do anything sucks. I think they call that senioritis. I learned that missing the ACT retake is a lot easier than it sounds. I learned that I'm honestly still not 100% sure which direction to throw my arms during the roller coaster. I learned that there's a whole lot of last moments, last football games, last assemblies, last dances, and I learned that there's not a whole lot of first. I learned that research papers are the definition of fun. I learned that my mom is my best friend, and I learned not to mention graduation around her without tissues. I learned that there's a lot of people I wish I would have gotten to know better and a lot of people I wouldn't have. I learned that a lot of things I used to care about don't really matter. I learned that the coolest people I've met at Rocky are the ones who exude kindness and care more about their passions than they do of what people think of them. I learned I missed a lot of chances, and I learned that I'll regret not doing a lot of things, whether it involved friends or a guy or my family. But I also learned that it's never too late to turn things around. I learned that these were the quickest 4 years of my life. I learned how to be excited for the future that Rocky has prepared me for. And above all, I learned that these moments on my wall have been some of the best moments of my life. And I can't wait to graduate alongside those who not only made these moments with me, but also taught me so much about what it means to be a friend, a student, a Lobo, and a part of a family.